What up, fam? You know that the opposite of failure is wisdom. And a lot of people say, man, the opposite of failure is success. Opposite of failure is success. Nah, the opposite of failure is wisdom, right? And I got this from talking to my best self. Have you talked to your best self today? That's a real serious question. Have you talk to your best self today? How often do you talk to your best self? You know, some people say, what up? Today I'm writing out, getting my life together. I had somebody give me a reading. He said you had too many dry erase boards. So I said, if I got to get rid of my dry erase boards, I'm going to have to make one big dry erase board. So I had a nice big picture of an elephant right here. And then I was like, am I making any money off the elephant? What is the elephant doing for me? I started talking to my best self. My best self was like, if you're going to do one dry erase board, you should have the dry erase board right here where your bed is at. So when I get up in the morning, I lay down, I already know what my goals are. Not only just my goals, I already know what my strategy is. Because I was like, no, I just want to rest. Now, you know what? Broke people like to rest. I mean, I like to rest too. Now, I ain't going to say broke people like to rest, but like, I want to hit the ground. I don't like talking in the morning, but I definitely want to get up and I already know what's the plan. And so this helps me at nighttime. I get a lot of revelations. What's up, y'all? Coach Kai here, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. What's your zodiac sign and where you from? My conversation today, I want to talk about to y'all, when the last time you talked to your best self? So I don't think a lot of people even watched the original video that I did about best self. Derek Kelly's in the building. What up, Monique? Derek, I think me and you, I think you're going to mess around. I'm going to have to bring you on here in a second. What up, Karen? Press 2 if you shared this video. This one going hard. Saeed, what up? What's up, Ms. Dukes? So, tell you about best self. About 3 weeks ago, my man called me, and he was like his brother had went to Vegas. And his brother, he told his brother didn't smoke weed. And he was like, man, you going to be in Vegas, man. You need to go ahead and smoke something while you out there. It's legal. So I used to smoke. I'm not a proponent of it or opponent of it. Or whatever you want to do, that's on you. And then he said, his brother said while he was smoking, while he was high, he said a vision came to him and it was his best self. And best self was like, yo, what are you doing? He was like, I'm from the future. And all the sacrifices that you make right now is how you get to me. Best self said, hey, what's up? I'm best self. I make $100,000 a month or more. Sometimes I make between 70 and 100,000. I make, you know what I'm saying? That's how I do. All right. Best self says, I don't talk like that or hang around the people that you be hanging around. Best self says, I don't live where you living at right now. The place that you dreaming about, that's where I stay at. So then he said, my man asked him, was like, yo, how do I connect with you? You know what I'm saying? How do I connect with you? Because I want to get that money like that. I want to be making $100,000 a month. Best self says it ain't about the money. It's about connecting with me. It's about connecting with me. It ain't about the $100,000 a month. I'm just telling you, that's just what comes with being your best self. Being with your best self comes with a big ass salary. You was born with $1 billion budget, but you nickel and diming and piecing it off of it. That's why I mess with my man Derek Kelly. Derek Kelly said, why can't we do $1,000 a month on trading? Let's trade cryptocurrency, get to $1,000 a month, then let's start trading Forex. Then we could go to like $10,000 a month or whatever. We want to blow your account up. Why you can't have $100,000 in a cryptocurrency trading account and $100,000 in a Forex trading account? Then we can do stocks and options and futures as well and standards. Why not? That's how you're going to get your billions. That's one of the ways you're going to get your billions. But the only way you really going to get your billions, regardless of whether it's with stocks or whether it's Forex or whether it's cryptocurrency, is you must connect with your best self. Type best self. And you can't connect with best self if you ain't talked to him. if you're interested in connecting with best self, I want you to type. If you understand what I'm saying so far, type hashtag best self. Like hashtag. When are you? But then I had to start talking to best self. So while I'm listening to him tell me the story, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And I got a YouTube video on, and the YouTube video goes off, and I hit the mute button because I'm trying to listen to the story about best self. And next thing you know, this video of Michael Jordan comes on. If you ever seen this, it was a 48-minute video of Michael Jordan, like in his early part of his career, like his first 3 to 5 years, right? And Jordan was being vicious, but it was his best self. When he was doing the Celtics for 60 points that day, as a rookie, that was his best self. That's how he was supposed to do them too. He was supposed to do them just like that. No other way possible but the way he did them. And I was like, man, what was the result of Jordan bringing his best self to the table every day? $1 billion. $1 billion. So if he's doing $1 billion, he's worth $1 billion right now. It really wasn't because of his business savvy. It was because he started out just bringing his best self. I want to be the best basketball player in the world. Not just that I can be. I want to be the best basketball player in the world. What's up, Team Pisces? I see you in Richmond, Virginia. Right. Winter Garden, California. Team Gemini. What's up, everybody? Thanks for sharing the video. So as I'm watching this, I'm like, how could he even know that Michael Jordan is on the YouTube screen going crazy, showing me what best self looked like? Because I grew up with Jordan. I was watching the live games. I saw all the videos. But I was like, look at the timing of me looking at Jordan, peace of the God, 2 diamonds in the building. Me looking at Michael Jordan, and now all of a sudden having this conversation about best self. And so we had been talking about a business deal, me and my man Tariq. And so Tariq was like, best self looked at him and said, only your best self can pull this off. Only your best self can pull this off. Your regular self ain't going to be able to pull this off. I was like, my regular self not going to be able to pull this off? He was like, nah, because the opposite of your best self is your worst self. You're not dealing. So we've been caught up in lower or higher, right? So here's this ruler. So if I'm at, if I'm at 21 right here, and I move to 23, then I say I'm dealing with my higher self. But look at all this up here that I ain't dealing with. See that? If I'm at 21 and then I move to 23, I sit there and brag and be like, oh. And you say, oh, I'm doing not so doing it so well down here in the measure. But the best self is right here. And the worst self is right here. And there really is no in between. You don't really even need, the in between is the illusion. The in between is the illusion. But me at my best self, everything is coming to me that I desire. I'm creating quickly with my mind. I'm manifesting money out of thin air with my mind. My thoughts are coming to me quickly. My man told me the story about how this white Porsche on a lot that he had been looking for, that he hadn't even had up on no vision board for 4 or 5 days. All of a sudden, it's on a lot that his homeboy owns, and then he gets there, and they tried to bluff him, but when he got there, it was just sitting right there for him, the exact same one he's looking for. Team Capricorn, what up? I see you. That's how the best self works. But if you ain't working with your best self, your worst self is in control. So how do you know? How do you know that your worst self is in control? We'll talk about the best self, but how do you know that your best self is in control? I'm sorry, your worst self. You think too much. You overanalyze. You worrying about the consequences. Why do you worry about the consequences so damn much? Huh? Why do you worry about the consequences? You ever feel that you be thinking too much? Nike doesn't worry about the consequences. That's why they paid like they are. That's why the slogan is what? Just do it. Everybody loves Nikes because it's a in the moment, in the now company. Just do it. Just do it now too, not just do it later. What up, Miss Huff? How you doing? But we get caught up and wanting to do something later. We got to think about it. What's going to be the consequences? What if I spend this money and then next month I don't have it? What if I put this on a payment? Woo, 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 woo. How about God always makes a way? What happened to that? When did we start thinking about whatever I can conceive, I can achieve? What happened to that mentality? That's what I'm wondering. But I don't got to wonder no more because that's the worst self. What up, Tanya? Nola's in the building. I heard Essence Festival was off the chain. What up, Carly? So I started having a conversation with my best self at 3 o'clock in the morning. And he was like, what's up? Why we don't talk more often? He says, we've been hanging, but we ain't been connecting. We ain't been connecting together and fighting together. He says, you only call me when your back is against the wall. I said, man, I'm only calling when my back is against the wall? He was like, yeah. He was like, if you do what I do, you'd be talking to me every day. He said, you start letting me run shit. I was like, whoa. Let best self run shit? Yeah. Right. And I'm always demanding the best out of somebody else, but all of a sudden, I ain't connected with best self on a 24-hour basis. He was like, you got my messages, but you not taking up the memo when you supposed to. Carly, I just had to change the whole wall, the whole game up. Yeah. So, I lost the cap to my peanut. That'll be sad. I want to read something to y'all about failure. Why I say failure is the opposite of wisdom. Also, I want to highly recommend these dry erase pens right here. These best set I've ever had. Also, this is a roll of dry erase board. My best self said, yo, you do got a lot of dry erase boards, but go get you a roll and just roll it out. Just roll it out on the wall and now have one big dry erase board. I probably have, anybody know me, I probably got like 11. No, I was already up. I was already up at 2:30, 3 o'clock. When I got off the phone, I started talking about your best self. And so at 3 o'clock in the morning, I started a company. So y'all know I've been talking about who's a business owner. So I've been running the business, but I ain't a business owner because I hadn't taken the proper steps. And that's what I did. I took the proper steps at 3 o'clock in the morning and started an LLC in 45 minutes. Did everything I needed to do except get my EIN number because they didn't open the website until 7 o'clock in the morning. Right. And my best self says, if you rock with me, we're going to have over $100,000 in business credit by Christmas. So if you saw that post that I posted the other day about are you a business owner or a soon-to-be business owner or entrepreneur, and I got some money for you, I'm going to show you the exact way that I'm doing it. Because that's what I'm saying. Best self shows you things. Best self brings things and puts it in your plate and offers it to you and say, do you accept? But only your best self can get this done. You feel me? Absolutely. So, let me read the two passages. The first passage I'm reading is from You Deserve to Be Rich, about the conscious and the unconscious mind. All pain, pleasure, or limitation is either originated in the conscious mind or accepted uncritically from an outside source. One more time. All pain, pleasure, or limitations is either originated in the conscious mind or accepted uncritically from an outside source. So if you are accepting something uncritically from the outside source, then that's your worst self. See, when people listen to me, they always listen to see what's wrong with what I'm saying, where they can poke a hole in it. So they make this, so they made me be a damn near perfectionist. Before I speak, I already got all my evidence. So I'm not giving somebody uncritical. I am an outside source, even though I got God talking through me. God wills my tongue. But that's why we get all these problems. The thoughts you choose eventually determine the results in your life. The thoughts you choose eventually determine the results in your life. Look what I got right here on my board. Life is images of the mind expressed. Carly, add this one. Life is images of the mind expressed. Anything that I see, this house, how I got here, whatever, furniture, computer, women, relationships, money, opportunities, it's the images of my mind expressed. What images are you holding in your mind? I see this in the morning when I get up to go to the bathroom. I got to see this at night when I come back in here to lay down. The times that I come back and forth to my bedroom throughout the day. Life is images of the mind expressed. What images of the mind are you holding? Hashtag images of the mind, everybody. Hashtag images of the mind. Life is images of the mind expressed. So when you see somebody who's got a raggedy ass timeline on Facebook and they are talking about all the chaos that's going on, life is images of the mind expressed. They got Donald Trump on their mind. They got institutional racism. They got poverty. They got I will fail. They got it's too expensive. They got I can't make it. They got all of that on here. How many of y'all shared the video? Press 2, please. Dana, what up? What up, Chantel? What up, Alexis? Life is images of the mind expressed. You better guard your thoughts. Excuse me, don't guard your thoughts. Implant what you want. So that's the conscious mind, right? Then the unconscious mind says, every thought your conscious mind chooses to accept, this part must accept. It has no ability to reject. But the subconscious is like the reservoir. That's where everything comes from. Any thought you consciously choose to impress upon the subconscious over and over becomes fixed in this part of your personality. Any thought or image that you consciously choose to impress upon the subconscious over and over becomes fixed in the part of your personality, which is why I always say no whining and complaining. No whining and complaining. Everybody type that. No whining and complaining. That's my number one defense. With radical honesty, don't rock the boat, but no whining and complaining ever. No whining and complaining. So when you whine and complain, you're implanting what you don't want. You're implanting what you're about to get. There's always somebody whining and complaining. I love when I get in a relationship and somebody start complaining about me. It shows that they don't have that ability yet. Because it's tough not to whine and complain ever. It's tough to not ever whine and complain. It is a challenge. But the best self don't whine and complain. And the best self is controlling $1 billion budget. He's living in a much bigger house. He's got the sunlight like he wants. He's close to the beach. He travels all the time. Best self was like, yo, the amount of sex I'm having and the type of relationships that I'm having right now is amazing. I talk to my best. That's inspiration. I don't got to look for Oprah or look for Jordan or look for LeBron. They ain't telling me about what my best self is doing in the future. No whining ever is EVA. EVA, ever. Not ever, ever. Right. Now, 25 years ago, I was selling more drugs than the law allowed. And I went to my lawyer, drug dealer's lawyer. He tells me 2 things. He says, 1, stop doing felonies for $50. He basically was telling me to sell weight. Don't sell breakdown, sell weight. He said it's the same charge. It's not more money. You know what I'm saying? You're getting a charge. You want to get the same time for $40, or you want to get or get caught for $1,000 or $10,000. He says it's the same charge. I was like, okay. The second thing he told me was go read a book. And this book is the one he told me to go get. 25 years ago, I didn't know astrology, no knowledge of self, no numerology, nothing about eating, none of that. I was just doing the most. You feel what I'm saying? My God. And I read the book and it changed my life. I didn't read it with this adult human king mind that I have now. So now I went back and revisited it. And I'm reading the first chapter like every day. It says read the first chapter for 30 days, but I got 3 in today. I got to read every chapter 3 times a day, right, for 30 days. But I have to keep moving forward. I'm going to still read the whole book for the next, because it's 10 scrolls in here. So that's 10 months, right? But I'm going to be on it. But I want to read something very interesting. Okay. Failure no longer will be my payment for struggle. Just as nature made no provisions for my body to tolerate pain, Neither has it made any provision for my life to suffer failure. Failure, like pain, is alien to my life. In the past, I accepted as I accepted pain. Now I reject it, and I am prepared for wisdom and principles which will guide me out of the shadows into the sunlight of wealth, position, and happiness far beyond my most extravagant dreams, until even the golden apples in the garden of Hesperides will seem no more than my just reward. Yet I will not fail as the others, for in my hands I now hold the charts which will guide me through perilous water to shores which only yesterday seemed but a dream. He says, now in my hands I hold the charts. He was talking about he was reading a scroll. I read astrology. You feel what I'm saying? The opposite of failure is wisdom. Because when I fill my cup with wisdom, everything else flows. That's all my best self does. He's wise to organize. So I just put these boxes up here because I need to make sure some things need to be compartmentalized. Of course, I'll be writing in the edges. This may be 6 pages to my book. Carla, you know what this is. This is the flight plan. Woohoo! New flight plan. New flight plan. This is my daily activity, and what I got in the corner is what I need to do when I first wake up. Drink my water, read my book, bounce and stretch. Oh, man. I don't know if you can see my... I have a mini trampoline over here. So when I get up in the morning, I'm on my tramp, right? I have a trampoline, cleansing the lymphatic system before I go to bed and when I get up. Pumping the lymphatic system because the best self knows you got to keep this body healthy. What is your routine? What is your routine for connecting with your best self? The first routine is quit thinking so much. That's first. Stop thinking so much. Why are you thinking so much? The best self operates in the now off of impulse with aggression. Now, impulse, aggression. Because nature favors aggression. Nature doesn't favor you just sitting around pondering all the time. Even in Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, he was a projector. So, of course, he thought all the time. He was in his head. That's fine. But guess what? You ain't built like that. You do need to get to thinking, but as soon as the idea comes, you need to put some action behind it. Last piece. This is from The Right to Get Rich. How much energy be popping up in here today? That was hot. Did you see that right there? Who made the lights flicker like that? You should be rich, man. It is perfectly right that you should desire to be rich. So when I started coming in and reading this chapter every day, The Right to Be Rich, you know who that was? That was my best self trying to get in contact with me. My best self was like, you got the scroll. You already got it. And from now on, too, everybody who gets a consultation from Coach Caillou, I'm going to give you this whole scroll. You can go get The Right to Be Rich, the PDF, but it's 72 pages, but you won't have this one right here. The Science of Getting Rich, The Science of Getting Rich. Coach Caillou, CoachKAstrology.info. Somebody please type that. CoachKAstrology.info. All consultations, you get this right here. Come along with it. You already took my Print Your Own Money course. You already have this already. Right. The new course the courses that I'm about to come up with, it'll be included. So you can get it. That's how you gotta get it. You gotta mess with me to get stuff. Like my man Ken Brislin, you gotta put some stuff down to pick some stuff up. That's hard. You gotta put some stuff down to pick some stuff up. He talking about you gotta put some cash down in order to pick up some game. You can't just come out and just pick up something you ain't put nothing down. A lot of y'all got too much of your worst self carrying them on your back. Your best self ain't gonna talk to you when he notices that you're full of your worst self. It is perfectly right that you should desire to be rich. If you are a normal man or woman, you cannot help doing so. It is perfectly right that you should give your best attention to the science of getting rich because it is the noblest and most necessary of all studies. If you neglect this study, you are derelict in your duty to yourself, to God, and to human. If somebody calls you a derelict, guess who that is? That's your worst self. Quit using higher and lower self. There's best and worst. If you play the extremes, you'll pick the best. If you sit there and play with yourself and mentally masturbate, you're going to just say, oh, lower. Your lower self is your worst self. Your higher self is your worst self too. It's your worst self. It's your worst self struggling to come back down. Oh, it's my higher self. My best self is the total annihilation of the worst self. It's totally knocking his block off. You can render God and humanity no greater service than to make the most of yourself. You have the right to have a complete life. You only can have a complete life with money, yo. You gotta. That's why I say, who's the business owners out here? It takes dough to make bread. We cannot raise to our greatest possible heights in talent or soul development unless we have plenty of money. Everybody type plenty of money. In order to unfold the soul and to develop talent, we must have many things to use, and we cannot have these things unless we have money to buy them with. Some things will be gifted, but sometimes you got to have the money to buy it with. Science of getting rich. That's it for me today. I hope this was really helpful. I got to get back over to my the plans and what I got to finish filling this in for the day, and I'm getting hungry. I got to go make some calls. Somebody told me they wanted to start trading. If you're interested in trading and learning about Forex and trading cryptocurrency, hit me on my inbox. I got something for you. Yeah. Only if you coachable, though. I'm only looking for coachables. If you're coachable, that's the other thing my best self told me. My best self said, I'm going to rock with you because you're coachable. I got my best self coaching me. And I only take on other coaches who also got their best self in tow. Because they have their best self in tow, and they can talk to me. I can't talk to you if your best self is not popping. Right. So that's the only thing. If you're dealing with me, then bring your best self to the table. Or at least bring the drive to get to your best self. But only you can determine that. I can't determine it. You can determine it. And you will say, well, this is how I do blah, 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 blah. But it's up to you. See what I'm saying? You will know when you connecting with best self. Because it just feels so good. It just feels so good. I love what money does for me. I don't necessarily love money. I love unconditionally, but I love what money does for me. Absolutely. I love the doors that it opens. I love the way it lets me sleep at night, wake up in the morning. I love how it improves the sex I have, the water I drink, the trips I make, the way I'm able to commune with God. Ooh, I've always been able to commune with God when I was broke as a joke with no hope. But boy, it feels so much better for me to sit down and just be like, wow. All right, fam. I'm going to holler, but of course we got to get that. We got a system for that. We got a system for that. What up, Shantae? The best self is coachable. There we go. Keep my own counsel. Not now, but remember though, it also says, Carly, thank you for making that point. It also says, lean not to your own understanding. Lean not to your own understanding. So when I think of I'm keeping my own counsel, the people that I'm rocking with, they're reflections of me, because life is images of the mind expressed. So if I'm rocking with, if I gotta, because I still want to be the dumbest person in the room. I want my best self to walk into the room and still be the dumbest person in the room. Because the rules don't change. If I walk in there and I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in trouble. I'm always looking for somebody in the room smarter than me. That's how I network, right? And that is the science of keeping your own counsel. Because I'm keeping wisdom around me. I'm keeping wisdom around me. Yeah, don't think that you can do it all by yourself, because you cannot. I saw Carly yesterday. She said I led this beautiful team over to do this healing at this place over in Nottingham or somewhere in the UK. Right. It was her and 4 other sisters. Bam, bam. Taurus in transition in the building. I see you. All right. Look, fam. Let's get this prayer on. Namo Bhagavate, Trilokia, Pradavishistaya, Buddhaya, Bhagavate, Tariyata, Om. Visudaya, Sama, Tapabasa, Spirana, Gata Gahana, Sabahava, Surya, Abasankatu, Mam, Sagatu, Verivakana, Amirta, Abasakai, Mam, Mantra Padai, Aharu, Ayusam Durani, So the high, Vagana Vasudi Usnisa Vajaya Vasudi Sahasa Ramzi. Sam Kodite, Salvatatigate, Avalokani, Satpera, Mita Paraparani, Salvatatigate, Herdaya, Nastita Nastite, Mahamudra, Vajrakaya, Samatana Vasudi, Savarano, Paya de Gate, Paravasudi, Patini Vitaya, Sudi, Samaya, Nastite, Mane Mane Mahamani, Totobu, Tukota Parasudi, Visputa, Buddhi Sudi, Jaya Jaya, Vajaya, Smara, Savra, Buddha, Nastite Sudi, Vaja Garbe, Vajam Bhavati, Mama Siriam, Sarvasat Vanaka Kai some of us got some of us Tite, Budaya, Vibodaya, Vibodaya, Samata Parasudi. So I've got to get the Herdaya, Anastite, Mahamudra, Water sharpens iron too. Everything I just explained was Bright OS. Doing my best, baby. That's all we can do is the best. Right, my best self. Any of y'all in ancient Egyptian order? The best self. You can spell it B-E-S-T or you can spell it B-E-S. Word up. All right, I'm going to holler at y'all. Thank you for sharing the video too. Appreciate that. Peace.